Ah!
And
Look at you!
yeah, look at me pulling an Ashton for a change.
You almost stole my Segway mojo.
But Wyatt says so much stuff here. But he says he wonders why people hide from the truth. Because you're afraid. Because you're embarrassed to show the world who you truly are. He says he understands. He says we're all guilty. He says we hate who we are and we hate our jobs. And we say we do a lot of things and because we love the color of green and we don't stay true to living because we're all frauds and we're all scared of ourselves and you're all liars. But he's not a liar. And then a very weak, which is disappointing. You know, say what you will about Taker, but I thought, you know, I don't know. I don't know if his stock's gone down. People just don't really seem to, at least certain crowds, don't seem to care about Undertaker as much as they used to. I know he got whatted one year, and then the We Want Taker chant here was very weak. But Wyatt keeps going, and he says, you know, the Undertaker's just like us, and he is a liar. And he
Well,
says
John, it's the Bray Wyatt effect. It's not that they don't like the Undertaker. It's just that they don't want to root against Bray Wyatt because he's so freaking good. This is exactly how, and it might have even been unknowingly. They might not even realize that they were doing it, but this is how WWE killed Dean Ambrose's momentum too.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, yeah, I understand that the Undertaker is amazing and he's a legend and all that stuff, but a little bit of the shine has been taken off of Undertaker. A little bit of the mystique is gone with him having lost the streak, and now you're bringing in arguably the most entertaining act in the company right now, under 30, and telling him, okay, now go after this guy who just got beat down, broken down, and lost the only really mystical thing about him anymore. And yeah, it's like you can't really expect crowds to be super hot for Taker given the circumstances.
But, you know, here is what I loved. And first of all, I do completely agree with your point. So, you know, that resolves that issue. But here's what I really loved about this particular Wyatt segment that I'm going to say it, I think makes it distinct from pretty much every Wyatt segment, maybe save the Children's Choir when he was playing Mind Games with John Cena. It just built because he gets more emphatic, more impassioned with his words, but then he takes it to another level. He starts using Undertaker-like powers.
Yep.
Controlling the lighting, you hear like the thunder effects, and you think, oh my God, it's happening. He's literally stealing the power of the Undertaker for himself. You know, people have always said it metaphorically for a while now since they even knew who Bray Wyatt was. Oh, this guy's the next Taker. This guy's the next this, you know, this, that, and the other. And here he is literally doing it. He is using the Undertaker, and I think it is the coolest freaking shit. And you know what? I should have really put that together because he's even been doing it before this. Because when the Druids brought out the casket and Wyatt was in the casket, the Druids have never followed anybody but the Undertaker. And now they're taking orders from Bray Wyatt.
Yep.
It's so, this story, I think, really in this segment made me realize it's been so much better than even I've given it credit for, and I would like to think that I've been pretty praiseworthy of it up until this point.
Yeah, you have been, for sure.
Because it really does show. Like, Taker isn't just fighting for any kind of physical relevance, like, oh, Rocky Balboa style, I still got it. No, it goes deeper than that, because he's fighting really just for his very essence as the Demon of Death Valley, as the Dead Man. The Druids, I think, crystallized for me. That's been synonymous with The Undertaker for years. And here Bray Wyatt comes out with them in tow, almost as if they're showing him allegiance now. And he even kind of punctuates it with that fact, you know, the Sister Abigail's kiss is going to seal your fate at WrestleMania, and then I will take my rightful place among the gods as the new face of fear. And this is the only time, because I remember a little while back, you and I really did not like that Bray Wyatt was invoking religious imagery and symbolism in his promos, because, you know, we always liked the Bray Wyatt, you know, that never really referred to himself with such imagery and such language. He was always the guy, you know, I win wars without ever lifting a finger. But here it works because it shows you the tier that The Undertaker resides on. When he says gods, he's pretty much saying Undertaker is the penultimate. It doesn't get any better than The Undertaker. But the thing
Doesn't penultimate mean second best?
Does it? Well, if it does, I do mean ultimate then, and I do stand corrected. But regardless, my point is, it's giving The Undertaker the highest conceivable praise. It's saying, I beat you, I'm immortal. I don't care where I am in my career. If I beat you, especially on this stage, even though Brock Lesnar's already done it, I've done something. and just the thunder and the music and the lighting and just the emphatic delivery of the words. This promo was perfection. I'm just so glad Bray Wyatt's come home, because after that feud with Cena, last year and everything, I'm wondering, what's going to happen with Wyatt, and then the Wyatt family seem to be kind of in shambles. Talk about a freaking comeback. Holy crap. Really cannot wait for this match at Mania. I'm
See,
excited.
yeah, and here's my thing. Like, anybody that wants to talk about, Bray Wyatt got buried by John Cena at WrestleMania 30, if that's the case, he was revived and came back to life after being buried, and is not only literally now a zombie, but he is the zombie who's turning into the guy that's taking over for the original zombie, The Undertaker.
I love it, dude. I love it. It's a changing of the guard in the most violent way possible, because this isn't about respect or anything. He wants to pummel Undertaker into the ground and lay him to rest. And I love that people have become so enamored with this story, because I've seen it a few times now. It's like, Bray is gonna beat Undertaker, and then he's going to start his own streak, which I take as a good thing, because people have actually forgotten that John Cena beat him last year at WrestleMania. That's what that tells me. Bray is doing such amazing work here, and him and Undertaker have people so engaged, and they see such big things for Bray, that they immediately forget that he already went through John Cena last year at WrestleMania. Unfreaking believable. I love this segment.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You got anything else you want to say?
You did such a great freaking job talking about this segment. I don't even want to touch it, to be honest.
All right, let's move on then, because then we get a segment that you and I can both laugh at, the Burger King segment.
This was so bad, it was hilarious. This was The Room levels of bad.
Yeah, we see Natalya getting ready, I guess, to go out or whatever, because they already had their match earlier tonight. And then Tyson comes in with his headphones on and a bag of Burger King. And then he, what did he say? Because I know what he closed it with, because he talked about true love. But do you remember his prior two statements? I
think he opened up with, "Hey there," and then Natalya was saying something, and then he goes, "I love you," or no, "I missed you," and then Natalya's like, "Wait, how did you miss me? I've been here the whole time." And then he was like, something about how
nothing could stop true love, I think.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So good. And then Natalya shows up, and she's just like freaking out, and then she tries one, and she loves it, and it's such a corny, ridiculous advertisement, and it was so bad, and the acting was worse than a porno's acting, and it was just so bad. But because of how bad it was memorable, and that makes it a phenomenal advertisement. And I guarantee you that Burger King is going to see a pop in their their chicken fry sales because of it.
I gotta say, and I really have to credit WWE Creative here, Tyson Kidd made the chicken fries look like the strongest thing on the Burger King menu. So great job there, Tyson.
You gotta make the chicken fries look real strong.
Get that dipping sauce in there.
Well, why don't we just let them go over? No. You're going over, but you gotta make the chicken fries look really strong.
Yeah. Okay, we get our Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler matchup, and Dean Ambrose is elected as special guest referee. You know what? I know people may be whatever with me on this match, but again, it kind of goes back to what Ashton was saying earlier. I kind of felt like the Divas match was a little bit better than this. Because for me, I think the thing was, I feel like this match was just getting into another gear, and then it ended. That was kind of the problem for me with this match. I liked what they were doing, and yeah, I think a Daniel Bryan Dolph Ziggler matchup one-on-one could be fantastic, but I just feel like right as they were about to hit second gear, Ziggler gets a super kick out of nowhere, zigzag, and he pins Daniel Bryan. I think it's amazing that Ziggler went over, by the way. But yeah, just it was a good match, but not to the level that I really know these guys could go at, but maybe one day.
Maybe one day. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, solid back and forth, and really, I thought Dean Ambrose was kind of the star of this thing. What a great referee he makes, except for those really fast counts, which even towards the end, I think he got a little bit better about, so.
I love it though, because like you say, even those really fast counts, but that's what made it hilarious to me, because like if Dean Ambrose was the referee of every match, I would regularly have multiple heart attacks watching Raw.
Exactly, and you know, it's weird because it almost kind of gives an air of excitement to it, right? Like, oh, is he going to screw up out too fast, and is somebody going to get a win? Were they meant to get
Yeah,
the win?
that's what
Like,
I'm
all these.
saying though. Like all it would take was like let him be a ref for like a month, and then randomly have him do a 3 count and have the guy kick out right after his hand hits the ground, and then people are like, "Oh my god, that wasn't supposed to happen." And then there's this huge level of anticipation from that point forward, even if he never does that same mistake again. Of is Dean Ambrose going to count too fast and have somebody win that wasn't supposed to win again?
Right, right.
That's see, this is the retarded crap that goes through my mind when I'm watching Raw, and it's never going to happen because he's so much better as a performer than he is as a ref, but he still would make the best ref ever.
Dean Ambrose is just amazing.
Yeah,
No harm, no foul there. I mean, there's nothing more to be said. He's just incredible.
yeah.
So Ziggler goes to celebrate, but then Ambrose grabs him and hits dirty deeds, which I was really hoping for. He pulls the referee shirt off. He's like, I'm so done with this. I need to go back, with my whole muscle tee going on, my little tank top there. Gets a ladder, starts to climb it to get the Intercontinental title, but then Barrett runs down and he pulls him to the mat. They start fighting, then R-Truth spills out, Stardust spills out, and so everybody's fighting everybody. Luke Harper then comes out, and it's a war pretty much going on. Pretty much nobody stands tall, though, because, Barrett hits a bullhammer on Bryan. Bryan's eaten a lot of bullhammers during the course of the build of this feud.
Everybody has eaten a lot of bullhammers throughout the course of this feud.
Ziggler didn't eat one tonight, though, because he ended up ducking it and hitting a super kick.
Yeah.
Dolph starts to climb up the ladder, but then Stardust takes him out. Stardust and Ambrose meet at the top of the ladder, but then Harper pushes them and the ladder goes over. The ladder takes out Harper's leg and he goes down, so even the ladder is getting involved. Like, oh, I'll take you out, Harper. And then, you and I actually thought, and especially you, because I think you really initiated, that Sheamus was going to come out at some point and really make his declaration that he is the eighth
This
man.
was almost the heat of the night for me, because this is another thing where like they've had these freaking Sheamus vignettes playing for months now, and now the perfect time for him to show up. Everyone's down, set up the ladder, go up, grab the IC title, pose, and walk out with it. And that's like, boom, right there. It's like, okay, he's the last guy to get his hands on it, and now he's the 8th man in the match. But no, he just never shows up. Nothing ever happens, and we just close out of this segment with nothing happening. This episode of Raw should have been Raw is anticlimactic.
Yeah, that would have been
or better yet, Raw is blue balls.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.